Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So we're gonna do some makeup today, but I also wanted to answer some of your questions. So I put a poll on Instagram and I asked you guys to ask me anything you wanted, any question that you wanted, and we got some questions here. So I'm gonna do my makeup, and while I'm doing my makeup, I'm going to answer your questions. Also, this is the final look. So if you're interested in this final look, and having me answer your questions while I complete this final look, and continue watching. Okay, so we're gonna get started. I'm gonna jump into some foundation before we get into the questions. Again, I'm gonna be using the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Wear. Everything will be linked down in the description if you're looking for anything that I use in this video, but I have been mixing these two colors together. Okay, while I'm patting out my foundation, we're gonna get started on some questions. So the very first one that I got asked was, what hair color is your favorite for yourself? Definitely blue, which is, the blue that I have now. I mean, it's my favorite in color on me, but it's also the color that stays the best in my hair. I weirdly feel like my hair has favorite colors, if that makes any sense. Like some colors, my hair just like boots out. Like absolutely not, we are not having this here. For some reason, when I put blue in my hair, it also feels softer and almost like my hair is like, blue. But I think purple also does really well in my hair, but definitely not as good as blue. I always come back to blues mixed with a little bit of green. Okay, so we're on to concealer now, and I'm still using the same thing. I try to go through makeup before I buy new makeup. It's very tempting to keep buying new makeup for different videos and stuff, but I am still using the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover Concealer, and I use Classic Ivory. I am kind of getting down to the end of it anyway, so a new concealer might be showing up soon. I'm not really attached to any specific concealers. Honestly, I feel like people have favorite concealers, and I don't know, I just don't. I've never felt like this is the concealer of my life. I've tried quite a few, I've tried Shape Tape, and I feel like I like Shape Tape, but also it just makes me look really cakey. So actually, while we're talking about concealers and how I don't really have a favorite, if you have a favorite, if you love a concealer, put it in the comments, because I want to try different concealers. I want to fall in love with a concealer. Actually, what'd be kind of cool is if we did an entire video of you guys' suggestions for concealers. I will buy them, the most suggested ones, and then we can try them and see if I find a favorite. I love that. Please comment your favorite concealer so that we can do that. Okay, so the next question is, what are your goals and ambitions for 2021? I don't know if this is going to be a dumb answer or if you guys are going to be like, what the? But I kind of don't have any. Does that make sense? 2020 just kind of took it out of me. And at this point, I almost feel like I'm just doing things that, in the moment make me feel good, and I'm working towards something. Obviously my goals are to get better at this YouTube thing and to grow my channel and to branch out to different stuff and, stuff like that. And I guess it just goals that I've had forever, which is to just keep building my confidence, because more like confidence in myself to be able to do a good job and to be able to do enough. Does that make sense? I don't know how to explain this. And I feel like when COVID hit, I put a lot of pressure on myself to, and I feel like a lot of people did this, but just a lot of pressure to, keep going and keep working like normal, even though, the world was in such a crazy, and still is in such a crazy state, that I feel like I wasn't, understanding of myself enough. So I would go through periods of feeling okay and periods of feeling kind of really down and then feeling okay. And I guess in 2021, I would like to be more understanding of my own feelings and more accepting of them, if that makes any sense at all. Actually, a lot of you asked about my goals. Somebody said, what are your artsy goals for 2021? Which I think is really, really cute. They also said, oh, and Happy New Year. So Happy New Year to you as well. I'm also, I don't know, I have never really been a New Year's resolution kind of person. Just because I feel like I could easily fall into, oh, I'll do it tomorrow kind of sense. Like, oh, I'll do it in 2021, or I'll get my act together in 2021. But for me, doing that causes a lot of like stress and a lot of pressure on myself, which I already put a lot of pressure on myself. So I don't know. I try not to do like, oh, in 2021, I'm going to do this. I feel like I really try to continue to pursue my goals. Like last year I started working out a lot more, and I would like to continue to do that. And obviously I started this channel last year, so I would like to continue to do that. It's mostly 2021 is more like a continuation for me. I feel like last year just, I'm sure this happened for a lot of people, but it really just opened my eyes to what I really want to do and, the person I want to be. And so I guess I just want to continue along that path of doing and being the person that I want to be. So it's not something that's like, oh, my dreams and goals for 2021 are this. They're more like continuations of things I discovered last year. We're going to do some contour. Yeah, I sing everything around here. If you're new, I sing everything. Okay, so while we're blending out the contour, I am using the Fenty Beauty. It's one of the matchsticks, and it's in Mocha. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to answer another question. Let's see. What was your favorite country to visit, and where do you still want to go? I feel like you guys are going to be really disappointed in me, but I've never been to any other country besides Canada. Sean and I did a road trip a couple of years ago. Well, actually, like 4 or 5 years ago now. We went to California, and then on the way back to New Hampshire, we stopped in New York and volunteered on a farm, and it was literally like the most magical time of my life. It was absolutely terrifying. We had like $2,000, $3,000 when we left, and it was terrifying and incredible and amazing, and I would love to do that again. But as far as going to other countries, I've only ever been to Canada. I would love to, like, I would love, like the top of my list is Ireland. I want to go to Ireland so bad. I feel like I could lose myself in Ireland in like the best way possible. I don't know, man. I would love to see Sweden and France and Spain, and I can't wait to travel. Again, 2020 has shown me so much about myself that I guess I didn't realize before. But I was wasting a lot of time before, and I feel like, one day when it's safe to travel again, I feel like I'm gonna go all over the place. Ta-da! All right, so the blush shades I just used were from this Iconic London palette. It's these two ones here, and this palette is called Blaze Chaser. Okay, so while I put on my highlight, I'm gonna answer another question. Do you ever get tired of creating resin pieces? Is it something you think you'd do forever? So I definitely do get tired of working with resin. It's such a tedious thing, and, minor things you do can make an entire project fall apart. It's also dangerous, and, there's fumes and it's chemicals, and you have to wear all this equipment. So absolutely, yes. I do get tired of working with resin, and I love working with resin. I love what you can make with it. I love what you can do with it. But, I love art in general, and that's kind of why I've been trying to, and why I've been talking a lot about branching this channel out into like doing other kinds of arts. And I did that video with the fluid alcohol ink video. I loved doing that. There was no resin in that one. That was really nice. But as far as is it something I think I'd do forever? Absolutely not. Resin is a lot of work. A lot of time. Working with resin is a lot, needless to say, is what I'm saying here. So I definitely think that someday I will probably work with it not that much, you know what I mean? Like, I think I'll probably work with it as time goes on, less and less. Okay, now that we're shiny, I woke up with that song in my head. Why? The song from Moana that the crab sings. Why? What are we doing next? Eyebrows. Eyebrows. That's a song for everything, folks. Okay, so while I do my brows, we've got, if you could be an animal, what animal would you be? And I don't know, I feel like the first animal I thought of was, you know, my favorite animal. And that would probably be an elephant. They're magnificent, right? They're just beautiful creatures. I don't know. I love them. And I saw this video a long time ago of this guy that had taken care of like a group of elephants or something, or I can't remember what the like full story was. But this guy had passed away and the elephants like circled his house and mourned him. I'm tearing up thinking about it now. Like, how absolutely adorable is that? And like baby elephants, they're so cute. So I think I would really like to be an elephant. just beautiful. I love elephants. They're really cool. So I think it would probably be an elephant, or maybe something fast. You know, like a cheetah or something. That would be really cool to like run mega fast. If you guys want to answer in the comments what animal you would be, you definitely can, and I would love to know what animal you would want to be. Oh, how long does it take to do your full face of makeup? Oh goodness. So if I'm doing like full, you know, liner, fake lashes, like the whole deal, it takes me around 2 hours. I feel like it actually used to take me longer, you know, but I've gotten better and a little bit faster, especially because I've had to film videos, so I have to like get my makeup on really fast and get working on stuff. So if I'm doing like full glam, it's definitely around 2 hours. But if I'm doing, you know, still some fake lashes but no eyeliner, like a kind of more calmed down makeup, it takes me around like an hour and a half. My quickest probably is around like 45 minutes though. Would you adopt a second cat? Okay. I love my cat so much. She is such a character, but also she's an absolute brat. Oh my gosh, she is the absolute definition of a bratty cat. Oh, she thinks everything is hers and she has a right to jump up on anything and pee on anything, especially my clothing. If I leave like a sweatshirt on the couch or something, she will pee on it probably. She is such a brat. I love her to death. She is so adorable, so cute, and I love her, but I really wish that she wouldn't pee on stuff. I know not all cats do that. You know, she used to be my sister's cat, and she used to live in like, you know, a couple different places. So I understand that maybe she just, you know, she's just marking her territory or something. But I don't know. So when I think about that, and then I think about getting another cat, oh man, I don't know. I love cats. Am I a dog person or a cat person? I think if I had to pick, I think I would be a dog person. I think so. But I love cats. So it's a difficult decision for sure. So would I adopt another cat? Probably not right now. Oh, by the way, I did my brows with the Anastasia Dip Brow in Ebony, and then I went over it with the Anastasia Dip Brow Gel in Ebony as well. Then for the palette, I think I'm going to try this Marc Jacobs palette. Fantasine palette. Okay. So I guess we'll try that. Okay, would you recommend selling on Etsy or creating your own domain / website? So if you're starting out, I think that Etsy is a good place to start. There's certain things about Etsy that I started to really not like. I liked Etsy at the same time as I didn't. You know, like I think they started this thing, and correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't used Etsy in a long time, so it might have changed, or maybe I had it wrong, but I think they started to do this thing where they would show listings that offered free shipping before listings that didn't, if that makes any sense. And again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember them starting that at the time that I was like basically just done with it. I don't hate Etsy. I don't dislike it. I definitely think it's a good like entryway if you're gonna start your business out. Like if you're at the very beginning, I do think it's a good place to like dip your toe and get started. Okay, next question is how did you and hubby meet? So me and Sean met in 8th grade. And he'll deny this to the very end, but I really feel like he didn't like me at first. And I don't know if he thought I was annoying or something, which is totally understandable. I'm sure I was annoying back then, but yeah, I don't know. I thought he didn't like me. He denies it every time I bring it up. It's kind of just a joke at this point. Yeah, we met in 8th grade. I had transferred schools right at the beginning of 8th grade. I was kind of the new kid at the school he was at, so I didn't really get to know him until like sophomore year of high school, freshman, sophomore year. And then we became like inseparable best friends. We started we used to call it going out. I'm going out with blah. Not like, oh, we're going out on a date. It was like if you were like dating somebody, we said, I'm going out with them. So me and Sean started going out. I think around sophomore, junior year. We graduated in 2012, and then we got together, started going out. And we've been together ever since. So somebody else asked, what is your dream job? And honestly, the cliche answer is this. Like, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you, it is this. Not just making YouTube videos, but being a full-time artist is, I don't know. I literally never thought. Literally never thought that I would be here. It's magical and amazing. That's why I'm always telling you guys how thankful I am and how grateful I am for you guys, because this is a dream of mine, and you guys being here has allowed me to continue that dream. So, I mean, when I was in high school, I thought I was gonna be a tattoo artist, honestly. Like, I don't know, I really loved, and literally, this is the only tattoo I have right now. Ask me why, I don't know. I have so many tattoo ideas. I don't know why I don't have sleeves yet, but I need sleeves. Someday, I will have sleeves, and I know that's gonna be like, oh my God, don't do that. I'm gonna do it. So you don't have to comment down below, don't do that, you'll regret it. I'm gonna do it. I love tattoos. I definitely thought I was going to be a tattoo artist. And then I realized, oh my God, I would have to tattoo something onto somebody for like forever. Well, not that I would be tattooing forever, but that the tattoo I did would be on their body forever. I mean, they could get it covered up or get the tattoo removed, which I think is that a painful process? It looks painful. Is it a difficult process? If you have ever had a tattoo removed, please let me know what that was like, because it looks crazy. But yeah, once I realized that, I kind of got scared. But I've always wanted to be an artist. Okay, so someone said, do you have any tips on starting a small business? Also, I love your videos. Okay, thank you so much. You're adorable and so sweet, and thank you so much. So do I have any tips for starting a small business? I mean, definitely pick something that you love to do, because I feel like I say this all the time, and I don't want it to come off like a broken record thing, but I really, really feel like people love passion and things that, like if you love what you do, people are going to see that and they're going to fall in love with what you do, if that makes any sense. And also, if you pick something that you love to do, like that's the thing that's going to work. And it might take a couple of tries. Like you know, I went through making like hemp jewelry, wire wrap jewelry. I did photography. I knit stuff and crocheted stuff. So, it, you know, it definitely took me a while to get to the place that I'm at. Also, you know, like I said, I went through a couple different things. So it's okay to switch up what you're doing. It doesn't, you know, you switching doesn't mean that you don't love that thing that you were doing before. There just might be something else that you want to do, and that's totally okay. Just kind of exploring what you would want to do, what you really love to do. Start sharing it with people. And like I said, I really think that people love and love passion. So if you love what you're doing, people are going to love it as well. Are your brother and sister twins? Do they look that similar? No, they're not. But that's so funny that you guys think that they look alike. I mean, they definitely do. I feel like I'm the odd one out. Actually, we were just talking about this the other day. Jacob thinks that him and I look alike, and then him and Miranda look alike, so that we kind of all tie each other together. But yeah, that's funny. No, they're not twins. Okay, so really quick, everything on my eyes is the Marc Jacobs Fantasine palette. And then the like center sparkle is the Raw Beauty Kristi x ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in Olympic. All right, so now we can just put some fucking eyelashes on and be done. We're gonna be done. Okay, so what is your advice for a beginner for preserving flowers in resin for the first time? One of my biggest pieces of advice is to be patient. And I know that I don't even follow that sometimes. But I really feel like you need to have patience, especially if you're doing like full flowers, like not flattened. So if you're doing like a full rose, it has to be in layers and you have to have patience for that. If you do it in too big of a layer, it'll overheat, burn your flower, you know, burn the mold, might stick to the mold might tear. So you definitely have to have patience. You have to do it in small layers, go slow. It's annoying to have to go so slow and be so patient with it, but I promise, pinky promise, it will pay off if you are patient with it. That's honestly like biggest piece of advice is going slow, having patience, and layers, like layers and layers. Somebody else asked, been trying to figure out the best way to cast bugs without them continuously floating up. And same thing is patience and do it in layers, because the first time I did a bug, what the heck was that bug called? It was like one of those stag beetles or something. So the bug did float because I poured resin in the entire mold, and it did float. So I had to take it out, and then so I poured a bit of resin, put the bug in, let it kind of rest and cure in that bit of resin. And then later, once that resin was nearly cured, I did another layer, and you basically like sandwich it in so that way it cannot float, because that first layer of resin that you put has cured and has a good grip on the bug. And then the second layer is to just kind of like sandwich it in and kind of like finish off the piece. So definitely do bugs in layers, and also flowers in layers. Anything that floats, you got to do it in layers. Oh my God, someone said, where does your confidence come from? I have no idea. I don't know. I didn't know I seemed confident. It might be just like the camera being in my face gives me confidence and kind of like brings out like a vibrancy in me. But in real life, you know, I say this all the time. But I like to be open about it. I have a lot of anxiety, and it's mostly like social anxiety. So if I'm in large groups or around people I've never met before, I'm really awkward and I come off really shy. Sorry, I had to pause what I was saying because the eyelash glue was basically dried. So I had to stick it on immediately. So yeah, my confidence comes after, you know, I've gotten to know somebody. Like I'm loud and can be a lot once I've gotten to know you and I'm comfortable around you, and I know that you're not gonna like think that I'm just some weirdo. But I don't know. I said this in my Instagram post about, you know, 2020 being over. And like editing that entire bloopers video. I at first thought, like in editing that, like at the beginning of the year, I feel like I could form full sentences a lot easier. And when I was editing it, I thought that meant that I was getting worse at filming. As I kept editing that video and I got to clips that were like later in the year, I really feel like I saw more of myself coming out rather than like getting worse at filming or talking to the camera. I think that what happened was I just got more comfortable being in front of the camera and talking to you guys. And that meant more bloopers and more goofiness and more of my like real self coming out. I think if I seem confident, it's because I'm more comfortable. And I guess that's where my confidence comes from, is being more comfortable talking to you guys and being in front of the camera and stuff. So what's your favorite comfort movie / show? Okay. Definitely my favorite comfort show is Gilmore Girls. I know that show so well. I've watched that show all the way through like multiple times. So I don't know how many hours I've put into that show, but it's gotta be a lot. But yeah, I definitely would say Gilmore Girls as far as shows. Oh my God, New Girl. Stop. I love New Girl so much. It makes me so happy. It's definitely a comfort show for me. As far as movies, anything Disney. I'm watching Disney movies constantly. I think one of my comfort ones is definitely Mulan and Little Mermaid and The Lion King and Disney movies. I love them. Also, anything. Oh, you know what I almost forgot was Mamma Mia. That is a comfort movie. Like, I think it might be around my like top 3. I definitely watch that movie when I'm not feeling so great. If you were just starting out in resin, what would you recommend for a beginner? Definitely like small projects like, bookmarks and paperweights. Paperweights is what I started with. Well, technically, my first thing was putting like small, foliage, like little leaves and crystals and rocks and stuff into very small like pendants, and then making that into like wire wrapped jewelry. That was like my first step into making stuff with resin was that. And then I got into making paperweights with like molds that were for soap. So soap making molds that I got off of Amazon. And then after that, I got into just bigger and bigger pieces with flowers in them, like full flowers. But to start, I would definitely do things like bookmarks and stuff. What's your favorite candle scents? Ooh, I love that question. I'm definitely more of the like almost cologne sort, not the super strong ones, but ones that smell like, what do I have now? Like tobacco kind of smells. Oh my God. Smells so amazing. I think I have one that's like tobacco flower or something. That is amazing. What's the resin piece you are most proud of? That piece that had the huge, beautiful peony in it? It also had like a reddish, like ranunculus and like some really fine holographic glitter just kind of perfectly sprinkled around. I love that piece so much. I have that like displayed in my apartment, and it's absolutely beautiful. So that's definitely one of the pieces that I'm most proud of. I love that piece. And that was so many layers too. Oh my God. I love it though. Also, I'm working on a piece right now that is, and I think I've shared like 1 or 2 things about this. It's not done yet. But it's this big, basically cube, and it's got flowers from a wedding bouquet. It is. Honestly, I took my sweet time with this piece because I wanted it to be perfect. I did such like thin layers, made sure everything was absolutely perfect. No bubbles, it is perfect in so many ways. I love it so much. It's not fully done yet, which is maybe why, I haven't like shown it yet, but I definitely want to like, because the edges are kind of sharp right now. So I definitely want to like either sand them down or maybe take like an X-Acto tool, and like kind of cut down those edges and make them not so sharp. But that piece, once it's done, I have to show you guys. It is beautiful. Oh my God, it's magic. These eyelashes are freaking huge, man. So this is the final look. Thank you guys so much for asking me your questions, sending them in. I did put this poll up on Instagram, so if you guys ever want to participate in these, because I definitely want to do more, follow me on Instagram. It is at Artsymadwoman. So yeah, thank you guys so much for asking your questions, and if you want to answer any of the questions as well, like what animal you would want to be, what your 2021 goals are going to be, if you'd adopt another cat, you can answer these questions if you want to down in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram. It is at Artsymadwoman. I love you guys to absolute death, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye. There's a lot going on in that one. Goodbye. Oh, am I making mud? I'm too shiny. You look like free food. Okay, something is weird. Something's happening. You look like free food. Wow! 2 perfectly stuck on eyelashes. I have never heard of it. You guys, I filmed an entire outro for this, and then I realized I wasn't filming, so let's do that again. But yeah, thank you guys so much for asking your question. But yeah, thank you guys so much for asking. I don't know. I know you want to ask. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I think it's from not filming for so long now. I'm just like, hi!